Hi there, welcome to another Sunday evening. It's Scorecard. It's that show that breaks everything down. Charlie, it's been a very, very interesting weekend of football. Brentford Football Club have led Man United to lay down in green pastures. They were not beside still waters though, but we'll be trying to decipher what's going on, Charlie. It was the battle of the Totos. That's what I'm being told. They're not my words. The battle of the Totos. Toto Conte and Toto Tuchel. So that's what's going on. It was a London derby today. We'll be getting into all of that in a bit. Arsenal, Charlie, they say when Mohammed and Jesus are the wheel, Charlie, Obawo. That's what's going on with Arsenal. Liverpool, they will be playing tomorrow. We'll get into their bits in a bit. But Erling Haaland, you remember last season where Lukaku had 9 touches in a game and everybody was going crazy? That it was the lowest anybody had recorded since Opta started recording stats. Erling Haaland recorded one shorter than 9 this game weekend. Nobody's talking about it though. Lukaku will not be a happy man at all. But welcome to the show. Of course, you can join us via various social media handles. My good friends are in here. Let's take a quick break here. When we come back, I'll be introducing my brothers and then we'll get to today's conversation going. So it's Scorecard. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi and welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. Benjamin Nketia here. My good friends are here with me. Coach Christopher Nimley. Numo.
No, it's been a very difficult weekend. I can tell you.
I'm shocked.
Look, it's been a very difficult weekend.
No, but you see, I was with you on radio on Saturday, and so for the first time you put up a brave face.
Yeah, but I had to.
But after you finished doing the analysis, I thought all was good, and he said, "Numo, Charlie, bro."
It's been a very difficult. Yesterday when I got home, those people who like to poke their noses into matters that do not concern them, the Chelsea people, they had called my wife that she better make sure she comfort me.
Oh, can you imagine this?
Yesterday when I got home, the food wasn't ready, and I looked at the queue. Ole, oh yeah. The moment I ate, I went straight to then my wife came and asked me, "Are we going to church today?" She's watching the show.
Man United has caused you not to want to go to church.
No, but she came to ask. But as you can see, this is the attire I took to church. I haven't been home. But I didn't want any no form of disturbance. I've eaten. Let me sleep. Ding.
Oh,
look, yesterday was a very, very difficult day for me. I'm telling you. Enyo, Ete, Edre, Ayoko, Brentford. It's a problem.
I didn't put the word to it. You put the word to it yourself.
Charlie.
Ayoko.
Oh, Charlie.
Lovely stuff. DK.
Oh, Charlie.
No, Charlie. I can see you're happy.
Oh, I'm happy.
You're extra happy today.
I've missed the chair. I've missed the chair, I tell you.
You're not enjoying being on this side.
Oh, no, this side is good. But this
is better.
Yeah, this is better. This is much better.
We'll get into the issues that are causing coach all the harm and pain. Let's start off on the local front and let's talk about the Black Princesses because it looks like their World Cup is over just after 2 games. So they've conceded what? They conceded 3 goals?
So 5 goals.
In the first game against the United States. Today
2-2.
they lost by 2-0 to Japan, who are the defending champions. Charlie, we still haven't made it out to the group stage in this competition yet. That's how crazy it is. I don't know who wants to take this back.
Look, it's crazy. It's crazy. But let's look at it on 2 sides. I'm trying to look at the positives. And if you compare the performance today to what we saw in the opening game against USA, today was much better. You could see a clear game plan. It was a low block, solid defense, try and frustrate the Japanese, keep them at bay, keep them as far from the 18-yard box as possible. So Japan tried a number of long shots and then tried to catch them on the counter-attack. In the first half, we had a glorious opportunity where Mukarama per standard should have put the ball in the back of the net. It was a long ball hitting on the half volley. She hit it. It just went narrowly wide. And so Ghana were showing signs that given the space, we could harm the Japanese. But in the second half, the counter-attacking opportunity sort of dried out. You tried the defense as much as possible. When, to be honest, the girls actually held and kept the Japanese at bay. It was quite unfortunate. The penalty we considered was a schoolgirl error. Cross comes in, her hand was out of natural position. It hit her hand. And you see, once the first goal went in, the countenance dropped, and of course, as Japanese went on to score a second and continued to threaten, it could have been more. But compared, as I said, I'm trying to look at the positives, and comparing the opening game to the second game, it was a much better performance. Also, to put things into context, this was basically the group of death. We are facing the defending champions in Japan, USA, who are a solid team. The Netherlands in the last game is going to be another very difficult one. So it was always going to be a tough ask to ask the girls to come out of this group. But yes, still there are some problems, coaching-wise. There's a serious problem. And look,
what's the problem there?
I don't think we have seen much improvement. We've seen teams at this level since the competition started. Obviously, it's not the same group of 23.
Yeah.
But when you watch the progression they've made year in, year out, you can tell that these people are taking grassroots football seriously. They are taking these underaged, youth football seriously. And you can tell the improvement they are making. You can tell that the coaching is more structured. You can see exactly what they are about. And you can see improvements. But with Ghana, you really can't see that. I watched the Nigeria game against France. If you look at how the Nigerians play their football, and you compare it to previous Nigerian teams, you can tell that there's something that is going on.
They've made some forward strides.
Yeah, they are putting in the work, and they are making efforts to make sure that when they go out onto the world scene, people can take notice of them and see that this is a group of people who are taking women's football seriously. But we don't see it, and it's not just in women's football. I said this on Panorama and I'll repeat it again. Aside the Black Stars, in terms of coaching and quality, I don't think we put in as much effort into any other sport.
Nope.
It's basically talent and vibes. You look at the under-20 men's team. It was Ishahaku, Precious Boa, boom, boom, boom to the final. If
showed up in the final,
we win. It happened in the under-17. It happens in athletics. Raw talent, vibes, no coaching, technical oversight, disqualification, everything, basa. You see, and it's a serious problem. You look at the boxers also. The same thing is happening there. When you look at boxers who are trained in this country and they go out, you can tell that there's something that they are missing. Those small things that can make you elite and to compete at elite level. We are lacking it. So I feel like, look, we seriously need to set up the same effort and passion and determination you put into the Black Stars to make sure they are able to compete. If you put it all across board, of course, you can't put in the same amount of money that you pump into the Black Stars as the Reds. But I'm talking about the seriousness.
Yeah.
If you really want women's football, grassroots football, if you want those things to work, if you want boxing to work, if you want athletics to, we will see. And those efforts you put, look, it will work, and eventually we will see. Look at, I think it was a Sri Lankan who was, you look at the 100-meter final at the Commonwealth Games. A Sri Lankan is beating a Ghanaian to a medal. You go to the boxing, was it a Pakistani or something that beats Ghana to the bronze medal or something like that? No disrespect to them, but these are people that traditionally are not known for those sports, but it worked. At least they've seen the Commonwealth Games as an opportunity to pick up a medal. So he's putting the work and putting the work and putting the work. And when he gets there, he's getting the results. And what shows that with our raw talent, if we don't put in the work, we can't do much better than what we are doing. So for me, it's disappointing on that front, but not to take anything away from the girls and their performance, the performance I saw today, the willpower to go out and not disgrace themselves. Because people are saying 9-0, 10-0,
I expected a cricket scoreline,
exactly.
To be honest.
And for me, the performance today was credit to the girls. Credit.
Coach,
I just want to...
Do you have positives like Daniel also has? Have you taken any positives from this?
No, not really. Because for me, I think, like he said, because we don't attach the same level of seriousness and importance like we do to the Black Stars, it is going to come back to hand these girls. As we speak now, the Black Queens are suffering. As for the Black Maidens, the least said about them, the better. I said, and I'm going to repeat, up to now, we have not had anybody from the Ghana Football Association showing us respect as Ghanaians and respecting women in general, coming out to explain and say sorry as to why our national under-17 women's team has been banned for 6 years. Nobody. They've just kept mute on the matter. It tells you the way they see the sports at that level. It tells you the level of seriousness. Look, if the Black Stars were to be banned,
people would be running crazy by now.
Goodness me. the likes of Keto Kreku, the likes of Prosper Ado, Henry Asante, they will all come out because they know how Ghanaians are going to take that. For me, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we have a Ministry of Women's Affairs who are just, they've sat there, they've looked at this matter. I'm sure the matter has been reported to them. They should compel the people at the Ghana Football Association, the sports minister in particular. What went wrong? Why have we been banned for the next 6 years?
Yeah.
Who is responsible for that? Who are those who made those kindergarten unforgivable errors? They need to be punished. But they've just kept quiet. They've slept on the issue, and nobody's saying anything. So, in this particular tournament, do you think we are going to raise a team for the next two editions?
No, it will be difficult. Because
where are we going to get the players from? Because it's transitional.
Yeah.
So as we speak, the under-17 women's team have been banned for 6 years. And there's no guarantee that we are going to get an under-20 team for them to go and participate. Maybe they'll go and get more university students of level 300, 400 and convert them to under-20 like they did for under-17. We are in serious trouble, serious problem. And the people running our football don't see it like that. For the game, I saw glimpses of it, and I felt that today, I think they were properly coached. We clearly respected the Japanese as a ball-playing team, and we needed to form a block and then counter them. But the reason is the deficiency in that is very simple. In football, the more you chase the game, the more you burn energy, and the quicker you get tired. And in that second half, Kanti, it was a clear indication that we had done too much chasing of the round object, and the girls had run out of steam. So like you said, it was just a matter of that first goal. The moment the first goal went in, we needed to go and chase the game. And there were gaps, and the Japanese exploited. They could have scored 3, 4, 5. But the 2-0 defeat is a bit respectable.
It's decent.
Again, we are back to Bataan, where we failed to qualify out of the group stages. In this same tournament, it continues again. So it's a problem.
It is a big problem. We've been to literally every edition of this particular competition since it started, and we still can't make it out to the group stage. I'm sure that there will be a technical report. Keto Kreku, the GFA people, you need to sit down and look at this, because I honestly think that our women's teams are closer to bringing us glory than our male teams. I don't know. If you've been looking at them, you look at the level of competition, you look at everything else, they definitely are close to bringing us something good. But let's move on to England. That's where all the juice is. And let's start off from the camp of Arsenal. Charlie, team now they're rough. Hey, Charlie, right now they say Jesus take the wheel.
Oh, Charlie.
That's what's going on.
I'm telling you.
No, that's what's going on. They say, as Jesus take the wheel, then Mohammed to the push for back.
Charlie.
So right now, everything's set. Arsenal were at the Emirates when they took on Leicester City this weekend. Let's get to highlights of that particular game, and then we'll come back and then we'll get some insights from my people in the studio. Yes, indeed. When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. He has arrived, and his imprint is already so good.
Yeah,
Charlie, the Arsenal say that this is their season. 2 wins in 2, very stark opposite from last season. It was 2 defeats in 2 by this time, and they had conceded a truckload of goals as we speak. But
they are looking very good.
They are looking good.
They are looking very, very good. I think as a team, you can see the chemistry. They clearly understand the transition from defense to midfield to attack. And look, I'm beginning to enjoy Thomas Partey. I think he's been given a very simple instruction. Take the ball off the defenders if possible and pass it forward. Allow the Martinellis, the Odegaard, the Jesus, the Saka and co to do their thing. And Xhaka is being used in a very strange manner. Something that I have never seen of him before. I think he's been given the lines. If you look at tactically what Arsenal are doing, it's like it's 5v5 when they attack. And then depending on the awareness of the opponent, the fullbacks are asked to also join the attack. And yesterday, it was so incessant. Look, this Leicester team, yes, they had all their best players on the pitch. There was Ndidi, Tilleman, Maddison, all of them, apart from maybe Harvey Barnes. But they just couldn't live with us now. The intensity, the tempo, the pressing, the ability to retrieve the ball as and when it was lost was amazing to me. And for me, if you've got Gabriel Jesus, who now believe that he's in a team that makes him the main man. He's the figurehead.
Yeah.
Everything that goes through the attack is being channeled through him.
He looks like a very different player to
Completely
me all
different.
of a sudden.
And for me, what he's even doing marvelously is the fact that he's timing his moment.
Yeah.
When to be at the end of the move and when to be involved in the build-up. Yesterday he scored 2 and had 2 assists.
Yep.
And
Last week he could have scored as well.
Exactly.
It was very wasteful.
Exactly. And that should tell you that it is the coaching that is right. You must give credit to Mikel Arteta. You remember, I've never doubted him. When Arsenal was out there, I said they should give him a chance.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody who has learned.
Yeah.
And it's taking him, is it 3 seasons?
Yeah, this is third season.
This is third season to now beginning to show what he's learned under Pep and what he is as a manager. What I think he should now begin to sharpen up is the manner in which they are conceding goals. Yesterday, if you score 4 and you concede 2 against the Leicester, surely against the Man City, against the Chelsea, Spurs and Co, you will not score 4.
And even in their first game, Palace were wasteful. They would have been punished in that game.
Exactly. So they have to be that mean. And surprisingly, that is his trait, isn't it? So now that they are winning games, they are looking very porous at the back.
Yeah.
And for me, if you can work on that, I think they'll be super. They should pray very hard that Thomas Partey go the distance. I think if he were to go the distance, they will automatically be a top 14.
Daniel, Gabriel Jesus says he was not happy at Manchester City. That seems to have sparked a lot of debate on social media, like, you won all these trophies and you are not happy. You scored your fair share of goals and you weren't happy. I mean, do you side with him? Does he have a point in making a statement of that nature?
I think he was talking about in terms of playing time, and every player wants to play as much as possible. But I feel, you see, with the Gabriel Jesus story, I think we need to understand how his career at Man City ended the way it did.
Okay.
After the 2018 World Cup, remember he started up front for Brazil. He blanked the entire tournament. And there's a story about Tite, the Brazilian head coach, asking him where he felt comfortable on the pitch. And he said he didn't want to start as a number 9. He wanted to play out wide. Yeah. And when he came to Man City, that's exactly what Pep also started doing. Because you see, when you have a player who is supposed to be responsible for scoring goals and the player doesn't feel confident enough to put the ball in the back of the net, it won't make sense for you to put him in that position.
But and just a minute, could you argue maybe he came at the time where there was Kun Aguero? So if you look at Aguero himself.
Yeah, but you see, with that, even before, he came before the 2018 World Cup. When he came to Man City, he was playing as a striker. He was scoring goals.
Exactly.
I'm saying, when he went through that dry spell, the pressure was on him, and he kept on blanking. It got to him, and now he went into his shell and wanted to play out wide. And you can't blame Pep for playing him out. And you see, if you are now playing out of position and you get a specialist in that position,
of course
you are always going to sit on the bench. So I feel like, and if you look at the timing of it also, that was around the time Arteta left Manchester City. And if you understand Arteta's role at Arsenal, at Man City, he was sort of a player development coach. So he was in charge. So take Sane. I want Sane to do this thing. Then he'll train with Sane and make sure Sane gets to this level. And the story is that he was quite close to Gabriel Jesus. So if that person leaves and it starts affecting your confidence, you can understand why the player will also go into a shell. So for him to now come to Arsenal, playing under the manager who trusts him and who believes that he can play in that position, yes, we are bound to see these sort of performances. But I am still afraid because in this league, pressure comes.
Yeah.
There's always
there will be adversity.
There will be adversity.
There will be time for that.
Look at Salah last season.
Yeah.
After the AFCON. Frankly speaking, Liverpool were lucky that they had the likes of Mane, Luis, the season. And you need a squad of that quality because I'm looking at a player who went through a spell and decided to shell. You've looked at yesterday's the opening day performance, the chances he missed. Yesterday, he could easily have scored 5.
Easy.
And because Arsenal scored 4, nobody really highlights that.
Yep.
But those were 3 big chances any striker should be scoring.
In a big game, you probably might get just one.
Exactly.
Chance.
So that's where I'm looking at him, and I'm a bit afraid. And I was telling Arsenal fans, don't be surprised to start seeing Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus playing together, especially when Gabriel Jesus starts to struggle. Because these things will happen. Yeah. But, you see, it's not about the player. It's about the team. And if you have guys on the bench who can come in and do the job for you, that is perfect. And I feel Arteta has recruited very well in the last 2 years. His first couple of seasons was total baller. And I said it. You can't go and buy Willian and David all the things I said he should not be doing was what he was doing. And he failed. Pablo Mari, David Luiz, Willian. all those signings were not going to take him anywhere. He shipped them all out, and that's what a good manager does. Yeah. When you make mistakes, you admit you've made a mistake, you clear them out, you bring in guys who can do the job. If you look at the work that Odegaard is doing, Arsenal fans should remember that Fabio Vieira has not even kicked the ball.
Nope.
And he's almost like a direct replacement for him. He's also technically good, has excellent vision. So that is a like-for-like replacement who can come in just in case of anything. So the squad is looking so good. Yesterday they made a substitution. I was just sitting in front of my TV and smiling. Zinchenko came out and Tierney came in.
Oh, Charlie.
Like, when you see this, you are happy.
Arsenal?
Is this Arsenal? Last season, when I was telling them that Tavares wasn't ready for, they were arguing with me. But last season, Tierney gets injured, Tavares comes in,
and then there's this sharp decline.
You are taking Zinchenko out and you are bringing Tierney, and you are crossing your legs. This is a big team. When you watch this, aren't you happy? You are happy. You are scoring 4. This is what Arsenal is about.
Yeah.
So I feel Arteta has done a very good job. I said it would take him time to learn. It's taking time, but he's learning. He's getting better. I'm just saying that good managers, great managers, top managers are the ones who are able to ride the pressure. And I'm hoping that when the pressure comes, and it will come, this team will be able to ride through.
Let's see if that's what happens. We'll take a quick break here, but you can send in your thoughts via text messages. You can also send in your thoughts to my Twitter at Kojo Nketia, and I'll read out your tweets out there. So the text and WhatsApp line is right there on your screen. So do tell us what you think. I really want to hear from Manchester United fans and Chelsea fans especially, Charlie. That beef between this thing, I want to ask you post on. So like, if like football no day, right, where they say they cut a ring, right? There's a ring. Antonio Conte versus Tuchel. Buying like make it true.
I'm all for Toto Conte. No, me support Toto Conte.
Why?
Huh? Toto Conte, Italian mafia.
Charlie, they say Conte is wearing a wig and things. Like all kinds of things have been said. We'll come back. We'll talk about Leicester City in a bit. I won't talk about them because they look like they are in a free fall of some sort. So let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get into more Premier League action. Hi there, welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. Benjamin Nketia here. I'm having a good chat with Coach Christopher Nimley and Daniel Cranting. Let's just touch quickly on Leicester City for me, Coach. They flirted with the top 4 twice, only to fall out in the last minute. This season, it looks like it will be worse off than the last campaign. They started off with a draw, I believe, in their first game, and then they've lost against Arsenal. They've conceded at least six goals already. It's not looking good.
I think they're in a serious problem. And for me, whoever took the decision to allow Schmeichel to leave, that person should be held responsible for whatever this team is going to go through. Because, look, he was more or less the figurehead, the leader in the dressing room. I think he's the only member who was part of the
championship winning team.
Yeah, he and Vardy.
He and Vardy.
That's crazy. Everybody's
gone. You don't
gone.
sell them. You don't let him go. He's a legend of the club.
Yeah.
Is he better than the number 1 choice? The one who is imposed? Obviously, yes. Yeah. So who took the decision? What was the problem? What is it that they couldn't sort out?
He said he wanted a new challenge.
New challenge. He has been there too long.
No, come on. They should have spoken to him. They should have made him to understand that
need you.
You are the legend of this club. There's nowhere to go. Okay? That aside, if you come to what the board is doing, they've not backed the manager.
They've bought one player, and that's a backup goalkeeper to the backup goalkeeper to
who is now the number 1 choice. And for me, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. It's senseless. Because at the end of the day, you have to back your manager, especially when they finish 4th, or I think they finish 5th, and then 5th again, and then they drop off to like 8th, and then you could clearly see that, come on, there's some sort of retrogression.
Yeah.
They are not progressing, they are retrogressing. So you should do something to refreshen the engine of the team. They've not done that. Now some of the big players in the team, their heads have been turned. Fofana, he wants to go to Chelsea. Madison, if he has his way, he'll go to Newcastle. And if you look at Tillman, he's got only 1 year left on his contract.
The way things are looking now, they're losing for free.
Exactly. He's refusing
to sign the contract.
He's told them he's not going to extend the contract. Yeah. So if I were them, I'm accepting anything in the region of 20-25 million pounds
that is criminal for a player of Tillman's quality.
Yes, but
they've let this happen. I mean,
exactly. So look, and the manner in which Brendan Rodgers himself as a manager goes about his coaching, you see, he's never been a solid defensive coach.
No, he doesn't care too much about defending.
And for me, you cannot be presenting a team out there that could only win football matches if they were to score 3 or more goals every week. it will come down.
This is something I've learned from you. You always harp on this. That if you need to score 3 or 2 goals to win a game,
then there's a problem.
You are not a good team.
You are not a good team. You are just not a good team. There are times where one should be more than enough
to win you a game,
to take you beyond the finish line. And for me, if they don't try and fix that thing with Leicester, maybe it's a sign of the people or the owners not believing in him. They are creating or they are setting the trap for him
fall
to
inside
fall in,
and then they
get rid of him.
Let me read a few messages coming through. This one here is from Joy from Kumasi. It says, Barcelona's women's team can score United if they are pregnant. This is from Joy from Kumasi. You seem upset. This one here is from Abdallah from East Legon, Ghana Links. He says, please, Coach Nimli, what is happening right now? I can't recognize your Zuku team anymore. Definitely, it is not about coaching, but some Zuku players. Dissolve the team and build again. Absolutely rubbish. From a Chelsea, he says, I'm a Chelsea fanatic.
He sent this message on the radio.
He has chased him here too.
He chased you here.
I remember.
You know crazy? He said he's a Chelsea fanatic. He's not even a United fan. This is a Chelsea fan who is insistent on rubbing salt in your wounds.
Toto Conte will beat their
This one here is coming from the Honorable Jamesi inside Snit Flats in Tamale. He says, good evening, guys. Great show. Scorecard has become part of my Super Sunday. Please tell Coach to take it easy. Darling Man United will bounce back stronger. United is going to make it to the top 4 at the end of the season. Do you believe this?
I believe that.
You do?
I do.
Okay. He says, but I wish Ronaldo gets a club that plays in the Champions League. If not, this one will be one of the most boring Champions Leagues in recent times. We all need our goats in the Champions League. I don't know about United fans. I need my goats in the Champions League. This one here says, good evening. Anthony Taylor always looks like he wants to punish Chelsea. And he's a bad referee, but still, Blues.
He's a perfect, excellent referee.
Oh.
I've never seen a referee so good, excellent at what he does.
I'm telling you.
Anthony Taylor,
one of the best.
One of the best in the game.
This one here says, Coach, why don't you go for Man United's coaching job since you are coaching from your screen? This one says, United will bounce back. Just wait and see. Mark it on the wall. This one here says that Antonio Conte must ignore Emerson Royal and play Doherty for glory. Daniel Asante from Bekwai. This one here is from Prosper from Dan Soman. He says, regular viewer, but my first time sending a message. Big ups to Coach. United will surely rise again. Madame Paulina. Okay, this one says he's greeting Madame Paulina Nyensu. He says that Prince Wesley from Takwa, he says, Charlie, I say it again. Man U has turned into a preseason team. Not a competitive team. Not bad from Chelsea today. So you are definitely bigging up Chelsea. Let's move the conversation on real quick. Let's get to Manchester City Football Club. They were up against Bournemouth. It's 2 wins in 2 for the defending champions. Erling Haaland, though. Let's get the highlights. So you saw Kevin De Bruyne there, Charlie, doing Kevin De Bruyne things. Drop of the shoulder, outside of the boot, back of the net. So, Coach, me personally, I'm a little worried about Erling Haaland. I think the lofty goal standards that have been set for him will be a little bit of pressure. But why isn't everybody making noise about Haaland's lack of touches against Bournemouth as compared to when Lukaku had 9 touches in a game? Because this, on record, 8 touches for a striker, on record, especially in a big team like that, it's unprecedented. It doesn't happen.
Look, I will have my striker touch the ball 8 times. If out of the 8 he can give 1 assist, I will have him touch it 8 times. It's not about how many times he touches the ball. It's about what his presence brings on board, what he does.
But you were not singing the same tune when it was Lukaku.
No, I never criticized Lukaku. I never criticized Lukaku.
I criticized him that
day. You remember that? I'm one of those people who blame Toto Alote for Lukaku's lack of performance.
You think he didn't use him well?
He didn't use him. He had no idea how to use the ball.
With him.
If you look at this Man City team yesterday, because Bournemouth had a very low block, it became practically impossible to play Erling Haaland. Because Erling Haaland is more or less a lion when he's played through and he's on that drive.
That is the quintessential Erling Haaland play.
There you go.
Through pass, transition.
But for that to happen, there has to be space behind the back four for him to exploit. Now, once there wasn't enough space to do that, then it means he had to play with his back to go. That is not his strength. But even that, he was able to block off 2 defenders and give an assist as a result of that. Man City will experience games of this nature, especially against the lower ranked teams at the Etihad.
Yeah.
But against the likes of Liverpool, they will not back off. They will match them toe to toe. Chelsea may back off, but they may play on the counter attack. Spurs may do the same. So there will be games like this for Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
But I've got no doubt whatsoever that he will score more than 20 goals this season. It can never be in doubt. Because right now, he's the number 1 penalty taker in
for
that
Manchester City. Yeah.
That alone could bring him a total of 10 goals. The other 10 from open play, he will bang them in with cheeky ease.
Cheeky ease.
Cheeky ease, no doubt. You see, the team is that good. The players in and around him are that good. There are players who know their trade. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Gundogan, Foden, Grealish, Mahrez.
Don't be adding Grealish to this list.
Oh, you just
I'll be upset with you.
See, he's the most expensive player in the team's history, so just add him for the sake of that. Grealish and co. So they will knock it around. They will tease you.
Yeah.
And for how many times within 90 minutes can you live with these guys? He's got good passes of the ball around him. So for me, there's no need to worry. Pep Guardiola said it. He will get better. He will get more used to this team, and he will score more goals. Bottom line.
Daniel, quick thoughts on Bournemouth. They are back again. I mean, when I saw them in that 4-0, I'm like, how did you come back into the Premier League with this type of performance? Because they looked really clueless out there. They look like they don't belong in the Premier League.
They were always going to lose against Man City, but it was the how. And I wasn't too impressed with their display. I wasn't too impressed with their approach. That's the word I wanted to use. It was quite disappointing.
Yeah.
They gave a bit too much space to Man City, and you might think it's easy to see, but if you look at Kevin De Bruyne's goal, for example, even when Bournemouth were on the attack, because it was sort of a turnover, they lost the ball in midfield. The amount of space and how broken their structure was as a result of trying to attack Man City is a problem. It just shows you that they didn't really rehearse that aspect, and that is a serious problem. I'm not surprised that their manager is Scott Parker. He's still learning, one of those guys who are still learning, and we'll give him time. If it's 10 years, we'll give him 10 years, but he will go and come and go and come and go and come. And if it takes him 15, 20 years to learn, we are waiting for him. But they should have been better. They should have at least been better. And the sort of goals, and when you analyze the goals they conceded, you can tell that no, these are not. You should let Man City work for it. If they are going to beat you, let them play you, let them open you up, let them beat you. That's how you expect Manchester City to come out and play. But you can't be gifting them opportunities like this. Their defense looked like Man United's defense when they were. No, seriously, all over the place. And I was quite disappointed with that approach, because you expect a newly promoted team. You've already won your opening game.
True.
Look, who are you coming to impress with your passing style? You don't need to come and impress anybody. Come, sit back, remain compact. Look at what Fulham did to Liverpool last week. Be as compact as possible and pick your moments. Yes, at the Etihad it's always going to be difficult. But if Man City are going to beat you, let them work for it. But for Bournemouth, they made it a bit too easy for Man City.
Well, let me tell you where it was easy as well. It was at the Brentford Community Stadium, Charlie. Fala. And the irony of it is that United came in green, looking like the turf. Like I was telling you in my intro, they were made to lie down in green pastures. Ronaldo was eating grass like the goats that he is. 4-0. Listen, not in my wildest dreams, not in United's most tattered form, would I be seeing Brentford put 4 in the opening 45 past United. The hair looked like he wanted to disappear from the pitch. Let's get to the Brentford Community Stadium. Enjoy the highlights. I know the Chelsea fans will enjoy it. I know the Arsenal fans will enjoy it. I, as a Liverpool fan, I'm enjoying it. Let's have a recap. Shall you see how I'm smiling? I don't think... See, Charlie, I haven't enjoyed a football match like this in a long time. What? Coach.
Manager.
No, Charlie. This thing will kill you.
No, it be me. I don't know you. It be me no more.
No, I like you very much. You are a very young, energetic guy.
Of
like
course.
you see,
You see, look, it was indeed very difficult to take.
Actually,
I will not sit here and run away from that fact. It was a very difficult and very painful defeat because nobody saw it coming. I thought that in terms of selection per what is at the coach disposal
of Ten Hag.
Yeah. He's chose the best team. I would have done that apart from benching Maguire. I have said it time and time again. I will bench Luke Shaw. I will bench Maguire. At least these two guys, I will bench them for them because they are direct replacements for them. If I had a better replacement for Dalot, I bench him. You understand what I'm saying? So if you look at what the manager has to work with, I think he put the best players out there. But this is what went wrong. Look, David De Gea has been by far Man United best player for years. And nobody would take that away from him. He's a goalkeeper. Look, I saw the likes of Peter Schmeichel, I saw Van der Sar, I saw world-class goalkeepers made even, do I use the word, greater mistakes.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a world-class goalkeeper make a mistake like that, that should not have the entire playing body bow down their heads after 10 minutes. But and again, it takes a very solid captain, a captain who commands respect, a captain who knows what he's about, a captain who is a galvanizer, somebody to galvanize and get everybody to quickly adjust and start going again. But look at the captain. When the goalkeeper made the mistake, he's already bowing his head, throwing his hand, complaining. And I was like, excuse me, who is this? Size 50. Am I surprised? I'm not surprised. Because I've said it time and time and again. And then, look at this. Look. Maybe...
But are you not scapegoating Maguire?
No, I'm not.
It's not fair.
I'm not. Look.
This is not fair.
When Maguire plays for England, he builds from the back. When he plays for Manchester United, and he's to build from the back, he's terribly slow. How do you build from the back and you are not that mobile? He's always standing there. When the ball is given to him, he's waiting and waiting and waiting till he's closed down. Severally. Look at the second goal. If we could go back again, when the team, Man was trying to equal, I think the fourth goal or so.
The long pass.
The long pass. He was with Tony. He was with Tony. As to how he look at the way he was running. I said, goodness me. Yesterday I saw that on 4 occasions when I said, look, everybody look. This is not a player. United biggest problem is not the coach. Yes, I'll be the first to admit that maybe Ten Hag could have done 1 or 2 things differently yesterday.
He did away with Mark Fred. United fans have been complaining for the longest time.
There shouldn't be Fred
at all.
There shouldn't be McTominay.
So he only got rid of one half. Now he needs to get rid of the other half.
Fred was the biggest problem in the midfield. When he went up and McTominay, you saw Tomini? Lord Jesus.
Show us.
Look, simple ball. Like I said, I demonstrated last week. He cannot do the ball on the 10.
Oh, Charlie.
You know, when you are receiving the ball, it has to be on the half 10. Do
that half 10 for me again.
No, come on, just both right and left. Oh, Charlie. With chicken ease, with a bit of flair. Look at my waist.
Flexibility.
Charlie.
You mean if you cannot break a ball and do a half 10 as a professional player?
What? You are playing for Manchester United? He nearly broke the leg of the Brentford player. You saw that. There was a moment where he took the ball. Malacia was just give a simple pass. Boom! To throw. I say, what?
That's your captain.
So people are blaming Bruno Fernandes. They are blaming Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo. Look, football, I said last week, is transitional. They are departments. If the midfielders look at where most of the time Kevin De Bruyne picks up the ball. Look at where Mahrez, Foden are given. They are given the ball in a third that will make sure that if their natural flair were to show up, the opponent will suffer.
Yeah.
Bruno, before he gets the ball, he has to drop deep. So when he comes, he's always picking the ball very deep, and then he's risking the pass to the forward guys.
Yeah.
And what happens? 95% out of 100, the execution will not be right. It's because there isn't any proper transition in the middle of the park. My last point, because of time, the politics in United has to stop. I don't get it. Why Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Fred, what's the Fred full name? Fred Rodriguez, Now, can you obey only? I don't understand why these guys are being constantly picked. Maguire is picked ahead of Varane.
What you're saying is serious.
Varane is the best centre back in that team.
What you're saying is that Ten Hag does not have the power to pick his own team.
I'm saying that the politics in United will not allow Ten Hag to work. And for me, I'm happy. What he said was, look, he's not like Ole. Oh, everything is cool. The DNA of the team will make sure you come back. And Ten Hag told the whole world, United need players.
Yeah.
United need quality. What has it? He said when the manager says there are players, but he says United need players. United need quality players.
It's a statement.
The conclusion is clear. Those there are not quality.
Daniel.
No more. Actually, I'm a fan of Yado. No, they are killing me.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yesterday, look, when we lost the game in Cranty, within 10 minutes, I was trending as number 1. People had done compilation.
And you don't even tweet that much.
No, me, I don't tweet. Me, I told you I tweet once every 2 weeks. That is my policy. Once every. Within the space of 5 minutes, granting.
You were trending.
I was trending as number 1. Then my compilation. And then, oh, Charlie, voice. Look, and I told one of them that, look, for me, you are tweeting, you're making me popular. Well, just we'll let it go in my favor once. I will say just one statement. It will shake the whole world. When I tease them, the blue people, when I tease them, look.
They love you.
They are my friends.
The blue half loves you. Daniel, shouldn't Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, should they not be taking more responsibility in a team of this nature? Because especially Sancho, I have my eyes on Sancho this season because a lot of things were said before he joined United. He was going to be the pillar of the rebuild, the signing staff, all kinds of things were said about him.
Before Daniel comes in, let's better players come. Ajay McFred, you see Jadon Sancho.
No. You see, my point is, did they have to get here? No, it didn't. Ten Hag's biggest mistake was not listening to Rangnick. And when I say not listening to Rangnick,
I agree.
It is attempting to give these guys another chance.
Yeah.
I said it. Do you oh goodness. Do you have to see McTominay again? Do you have to see his partnership with Fred again?
Fred.
Do you have to see
when he's walking
again?
Tommy, when he's walking
like
after playing rubbish.
No.
Just one. Anytime
he walks with swagger after.
Rubbish. Then he Tommy.
Then you pop the collar. You pop the collar.
Charlie. Tommy.
Look, you get here. And you see,
no.
I always say this thing. Number 2, is it Maguire who selected himself as captain?
It's the politics.
I'm asking a question. Did Maguire select himself?
No,
as
he
captain?
didn't.
No.
You had a chance to start on a clean slate.
You had a chance.
Arnold Meta.
And you didn't.
And Fletcher. Arnold
Meta
and Fletcher.
I will believe that if McTominay played yesterday, but if you have the power, the kahunas, to bench McTominay, if you have the power, Rangnick, to bench Rashford the entire second half of last season, I don't necessarily believe that. Yes, there's a certain level of politics, but when it's going bad, you can make those tough decisions. Look, yesterday, you start Fred in the middle of the park, supposed to be a DM.
Yeah.
Then you have Eriksen, Bruno, 2 natural number 10s playing in central midfield. When Man City did it with David Silva and Gundogan, do you know who they had protecting them?
No.
They had Fernandinho, a specialist.
We don't have one.
You don't have a special. So, is it Fred's fault This is my point.
They should go and
You
buy the
saw
player.
the midfield before Ragnick came.
Mhm.
You had an entire transfer window to solve the problem.
Frankie
I'm not
Dion.
the one who came to say I was satisfied with the team.
Frankie
Ten
Dion.
Hag, I love you, but you came to say it yourself. He said it at the end of at the start of preseason, midway through preseason, at the end of preseason. He's satisfied with the team.
No, he's
Am I the
also
one who
saying
said
they
it?
should buy players.
After 2 games, when they're beating you 4-0, now you are seeing.
United haven't scored a goal this season. That's another thing.
It's serious,
record.
oh.
The
And
goal,
you see, it's
that
not like
goal from last week was
it's
an
not like
own goal.
United is creating chances too.
Yep.
That's another serious
United
problem.
haven't
I'm saying,
created
look,
anything meaningful.
football, the heart of every team is the midfield. If there's imbalance in the midfield, it will affect every area of the park.
Yeah.
If you bring Van Dijk, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva and put them in Manchester
Maguire.
United, look, nothing will change. I've said it here before. Nothing will change. We saw the same thing when it was Bailly and Lindelof.
Yeah.
We saw the same thing when it was Maguire and Lindelof. We saw the same thing when it was Maguire and Varane. We are seeing the same thing with Maguire and what's his name? Lisandro Martinez. Nothing will change if you don't address the imbalance in the midfield. You are asking him number 8, somebody who's played his entire football career tasked with the transitioning the ball from midfield to attack. He has flair. You are asking him to sit and protect your back for 4 years. Fred, 52 million. You spend 52 million on number 8 to convert him to number 6. And when he fails, you say he's a bad player. Meanwhile, when he leaves your setting, he wears the blue and yellow and blue of Brazil. He's a completely different player. That is Fred. You see, it's very unfair.
Cannot control the ball.
Fred can control the ball.
Yesterday,
you see him control the ball. No, you see,
we did the game
when you
on
put,
radio.
Look, when you put players in uncomfortable positions, they are bound to make mistakes.
Look,
Exactly. Look, you can't go and put. Let me tell you something.
Let's
If you look at Ben White playing right back at Arsenal,
Yeah.
he's doing okay. But you can tell that's not his natural position.
He's controlling the
He's
ball.
controlling the ball, yes. But if you bring a tougher opposition, we all know he's
He will
bound to
struggle.
struggle. Don't keep him there for the rest of his career. And Arteta knows that. It's just a matter of time. You can't ask Fred to do a specialist job in such a critical and delicate part of the field as midfield.
And Brentford
How
will
many
press
years?
you, they'll press
you see,
you, losing the ball
this
every
year,
time.
I'm not surprised. Look, there are
You
so
were-
many examples. Man United versus Southampton. If you go back, I wish I had the clips.
Yeah.
If you go back after COVID, that game ended 2-2 at Old Trafford. United fans remember. Simple play from the back. Pogba was being pressed. They pressed him that day. They won the ball. Armstrong scored. It happened Man United Leicester.
Yeah.
Fred was being pressed. Tried the return pass. Same mistake. They scored us. If you don't have any protection in midfield. As soon as your creative player loses the ball, the opposition is through on goal. 4 years, and we are sitting here today, and you are saying, if you're a coach and you can't see this thing even from TV, when he was at Ajax and he was watching Ragnick's team, you couldn't see that was the
Bring
problem.
Frankie Dion for
You've
him.
changed Frankie
And solve
Dion
the
for
problem.
4 months. You are not getting him
Walker
till today.
Leg Benomo.
Somebody is playing for Barcelona, and you are sitting here putting him in your Man United team by
Walker Leg
yourself.
Benomo.
Let's walk away.
Walker Leg
Let us
Benomo.
walk
Well,
away.
Wakelek
It's
Benomo is what is going to
Wakelek
serve
Benomo.
Man United when the
Frankie
season ends.
Dion by Wednesday, Agbenomo.
The Wednesday it has come 6 times.
Fabrizio Nimli says so. We'll see if that's what
Wakelek
happens.
Benomo.
Let's take another break here on the show. When we come back, we'll get into Tottenham, Chelsea. We'll talk some Bundesliga. And then the Italian Serie A also kicked off this weekend. We'll have some action for you on there. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. We're on our final leg. Let me read a few messages coming through and then we'll get into some Toto Conte and Toto Tuchel action. So this one here says that I was so happy for United's results. My own side helped me not to eat my food tonight. Chelsea pa. So you are reveling in somebody's demise because your own didn't go well. That's cool. This one here is from Elijah. It says, did you see that firm grip of Conte's hand by Tuchel? This one says, the only person doing well at Man United is the bus driver who takes them to the stadium on time. This one's from Clifford John Jr. from Chifupraso. It says, please, let coach do his dance for us. He uses it. He used to do it every day, so why not today? Today, he's been demonstrating how McTominay struts off the pitch. This one here, so Darlington from Soutum, says, the ref killed the game for Chelsea. See the foul by Romeo on Cucurella. And this one also says the best striker for City is Kane. Nevertheless, Haaland will deliver. He is a striker that does not strike from long distance. Soon, City will find out. Okay. This one here, coming through, John Mentz from Takrade says, please check Chelsea's winning rate when Atkinson is officiating. That's referee. This one also says this from Ashok. They are just good to see.
Atkinson
just chopped string bullets.
Somebody sitting in his house.
Every player I have known with a long hair ties the hair.
Yeah.
If you are pulling my jersey, where do you think I'll pull? If your hair is loose.
On that note, let's go to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea were up against Tottenham Hotspur. Game ended in a draw. In the end, Chelsea fans were not happy because they feel hard done, but they feel like they were robbed of victory in this game. Let's check this game out. We'll come back in studio with some insights. I don't know about you guys, but this is how I like my rivalries. Feisty. Coaches, they do players, they do fans, they do but don't hurt yourselves. But you see, did you see how where are you going? Now we'll call him.
This was the battle between Toto Alote from the Chelsea corner and Toto Antonio Conte.
The battle of the what?
The battle of the tautologist. Who is the best tautologist?
Hold on. The battle of the what?
The tautologist. Who wins that battle?
The battle of the
tautologist. Toto Alote and Toto Antonio Conte.
The battle of the tautologist.
Look, it was a very, very spicy game. For me, I enjoyed the football. Without a doubt, Chelsea, look, they were super. Take it or leave it. We watched the game. Chelsea really imposed themselves. That is the way you want to have your team to play. There were moments in this game where you could feel that, come on, Spurs were being suffocated. Not given any chance to move about at all. They just couldn't pass through the Chelsea press. Anytime they took the ball off Chelsea, made them and then won it back. And for me, it had to do with the coaching. What Toto Alote did, Tuchel, when I say Toto Alote, I'm referring to Thomas Tuchel. What he did was to get Rich James to stop Son Heung-min from play. The moment that became clear, then Tottenham didn't have a proper out, because even if Harry Kane drops deep and receives the ball,
there's nobody to pass.
There's nobody to. That long pass counter-attack was blocked. The channel has been blocked. So Chelsea dominated. They took the lead. Antonio Conte men came back from what Chelsea supporters are crying about. I didn't see any foul on that Bentancur tackle. It was a perfect sliding tackle.
Clean.
No, I've never seen a clearest tackle like that in my life. Clear tackle. You just saw his leg moving this way just to take the ball off Kai Havertz. And why are they crying? That ball got recycled. Jorginho had the opportunity to clear the ball.
And he didn't.
He wanted to dribble inside the net. 1-1. You don't delay when that is the main. Chelsea scored a beautiful goal again from Rich James. And then they went to sleep. I believe the tactical switch of Antonio Conte to introduce Richarlison as the focal point and free Harry Kane took off Son, brought in Perisic, took off Bentancur, brought in Bissouma. The moment N'Golo Kante, Charlie, today to Queen, include Charlie.
You mean right now he's the senior Krodo master?
See what happened to N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante, the ball was in the air. Then Bissouma just showed up. Then N'Golo Kante just, the moment he landed,
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie. Kante. And that is what you see. Thomas Tuchel have said that Chelsea's season would depend on how fit N'Golo Kante would be.
Already
they are in trouble.
He's gone. Didier Deschamps, I'm told, has placed a call. You better rest for as long as you can. We are in August.
Yeah, it's a World Cup here.
September, October, World Cup, Yamute November. So if you don't rest and you force yourself to come back, there'll be problem. If you like Gallagher and Loftus-Cheek, they can hold the fort in his absence. By the time he returns from the World Cup, the damage would have been done.
I won't even take thoughts from Daniel on this one. Let's quickly move on to the Italian Serie A. They started off their league this weekend. AC Milan, they are the defending champions. They began the campaign against Udinese. Check it out. So yes, let's go to the Italian Serie A real quick. Let's take that AC Milan Udinese game, and then we'll come back in studio. We'll just get some quick thoughts on that. Yes, so AC Milan winning by 4-2. Daniel, title defense starting off not so badly.
Yeah, look, this season was much more difficult than last season. If you look at the recruitment Juve have done, they look like they want their title back. Inter Milan themselves look very good. Lukaku is back. So Milan will look. Last season was even, some people will even call it a fluke.
Yeah.
They were, for me, I feel they were gifted.
People didn't believe they were going to win it until they actually did.
Won. Even Milan fans didn't think they were going to win it. They had probably the worst squad amongst the top four. They had such a poor squad. They've not recruited to the level you expect them to. They've done some one or two, but it still doesn't.
Title defenders.
Exactly. And they'll have to be at 100% if they are going to defend the title. But the character to come back in this game was what was impressive. Udinese can be tricky on their day. They took the lead, but for Milan to remain calm and be able to come back without the leadership of Zlatan on the pitch. Remember, Frankesi is also gone. For them to show that level-headedness to come back and win this one was quite impressive.
Just quick thoughts on Brahim Diaz. Manchester City, he says he took that Jadon Sancho type decision. He says, if you're not going to give me playing time, I'm moving on. Yeah. I mean, how big do you think this guy can be? What are the expectations for him?
Look, for Milan, they've done some good work with turning rejects into superstars. And they know how to get the best out of players. If you watch even Theo Hernandez, when he came there, he was sort of a reject.
Rafael Leao. He was in the French league. Nobody even knew about him.
So many of those players.
Tomori.
Exactly. With Brahim Diaz, we know he has the ability. We know that he has glimpses of brilliance. It's the ability to be consistent that has always been his problem. But for Pioli and his guys, they know, as I've said, they know how to get the best out of you. And I'm sure from his opening day performance, I'm sure that with time, he will cement himself as a mainstay in this team. And as I said, with Milan, there's not too much pressure on them. Although they are defending champions, the fact that people still don't believe they can defend it allows them to sit in their corner and do their thing. And when the pressure is not as much as it is at the likes of Juve and Inter, it's always an advantage for you. And I feel like they can push on. As to whether they'll win the league, again, I'm here. I don't think they'll be able to defend the title. I honestly think that this season is Juve's season. When Pogba is back from that injury, Paredes is coming in. You look, they have a solid squad. Di Maria, Vlahovic. Now Vlahovic will start getting the supply that he was yearning for last season. And look, Juve look like the serious league, the title contenders.
Let's see how that plays out. Let's go to the rival side of Milan. That's the blue and black side. That's where Inter Milan play their football. They were also up against Lecce. That's how they opened their campaign. Check it out. Yes, so Inter Milan, they're leaving it late. Close shave for them as well. Coach,
I think
Lukaku is back.
Yeah, of course. These people, they understand what he brings to the table. They will play to his strength. He will score 20 plus goals. No two ways about that. I think, in my view, they will win the league.
Inter Milan,
because they've brought back Lukaku and they've kept the team.
The way
there's Lautaro Martinez.
They lost Perisic.
They lost Perisic. Yeah. I mean, he's he was an influence, but he's aging. And I think they are the team to beat because of Romelu Lukaku. And I think now Dzeko may not be put under too much pressure to go and deliver. The Lukaku-Lautaro partnership, I think, will be more fearsome and more deadly. That
partnership can get you almost 40 goals by the end of the season. Let's get to the German Bundesliga. They say these days it's the Bayern's Liga. Because what's this? Like 10 titles in a row. They look like they'll do it again this season. They've started against Wolfsburg. Check it out. Look at Bayern Munich out there just walking in the park, just playing with the kids. That's what it was, honestly. Look at Leroy Sané.
Look, it's too easy. And we say it all the time, and it's true. They'll win the league again. But the test this season with the recruitment they've done is to go into the Champions League and show them who's boss. That is where we want.
That's their real test.
Yeah, at least last four. It's the barest minimum. Bayern have to make the last four of the Champions League because you can't continue to dominate the league like this. Last season's Champions League display was very, very appalling. To go out against Villarreal was unforgivable in the manner that they went in. And I feel now they've freed up the goals. We've seen a lot of different scorers.
Yeah.
First game they scored was this 5 or 6 goals. They had different scorers. This game also, two goals, different scorers. And it's good. When you have goals in the team, everybody has the ability to score. From your deep central midfielders to your forwards, everybody can score. It gives the opposition a lot to think about. Last season was Mark Lewandowski and you've closed Bayern Munich. And that's what Villarreal did. But this season, they look much more dangerous than they did last season.
Well, let's get to the other side who are supposed to be giving Bayern a run for their money. but some way, somehow, always sell their stars to Bayern and always fall short. Borussia Dortmund, they were up against Daniel Kofi-Tre's Freiburg, and let's just check out how that one broke down. Good to see Yusufa Moukoko playing minutes for Borussia Dortmund. He's 17 years old now. He was the youngest Bundesliga player to score a goal, I believe, a few seasons ago. He's back in the mix. Coach, just quick thoughts on that one. Borussia Dortmund winning?
Yeah, you expect them to win just to keep the challenge on Bayern Munich. But at the end of the day, the inexperience in their team will come to the fore again, and Bayern Munich will sail to the title. Simple as that.
Let me read a few messages before we write out here. Clementino Cordier says that, good evening, guys. Lovely presentation. Coach Fred's control again. Though Barca started slowly, but we are ruling the world again. We will win the treble, okay? This one here, it says, this one, Opari Shadow from Nkoko says, I love the way my team Chelsea played today. Jorginho's mistake and the cruelty of the ref and VAR cost us the game. Please, do we repeat the show? Yes, we repeat the show. It's on Mondays.
Yeah.
Yes, Mondays, the show will be on.
At 1.
1 o'clock, yes.
Yeah.
This one here says, hi, Ben. I still don't understand England's referee Mike Dean and Anthony Taylor. Too poor. Asante from Saki with that one. This one here says the problem with United is that they don't know their problem, and that is their problem. I love that one. Finally, Daniel from Ho says if the owners of United can't put the team in order, they should sell it to Kennedy Japan. Abusive. I think they should sell the team to Kennedy Japan. But thank you guys out there for doing the viewing with us. It's been absolutely lovely coming your way with this one. Tomorrow, like I said, the show will repeat on Citi TV at 1 p.m. So do make it a point to catch it. It should be interesting. My name is Benjamin Nketia. Coach Christopher Nimley, Daniel Quantin helped me to do this one. Same time next week. We'll be right back on your screens.